Hi, I'm Anthony Ehresmann. Welcome to Urbana Leader. Today we have a very special guest, somebody I've been trying to get on the show now for quite some time. I needed to get even with him. His name is Dale Thompson. Welcome, Dale.
Hi, Anthony.
How's it going?
Good, sir.
We're going to talk about community service, and one of the things that I wanted to, I'm going to tell you a very quick story. And it has to do with what is the reward for community service. And I have said in the past that a dedication to one's community is its own reward. And here's a good example of that. Back in the 80s, I had a friend who opened a sandwich shop, and I did a lot of free graphic arts work for him. And in exchange for that, he gave me this big sandwich every day, which I had him cut into 4 different sandwiches. And this was a free sandwich that I got every day to take to work. So I would get on the Bay Area Rapid Transit, and I would get off the Embarcadero Center, and there'd be a little bench there. I'd put one of the sandwiches on the bench, walk over to the fountain at Embarcadero, leave one near the fountain, walk up the street, give one to one of the homeless runaway kids, and then I would have one for myself at work. So one day I'm at the Jazz Factory on Broadway in San Francisco, and somebody sent me a bottle of Dom Perignon. The first time and the only time I've ever had Dom Perignon champagne. And when I actually felt awkward about it, and I had sent it back, and the guy came over and said, he goes, "You don't know me, but every day I waited for you to get off at the Powell Street station and leave a sandwich on the bench." And he goes, "And I was living homeless for almost 3 years." And he goes, "And that was my guaranteed breakfast every day." And he goes, "And my aunt passed away and left me some money, and I wanted to say thank you." And so that's one way how what we do as a community and how we treat each other throughout our lives comes back to us. And that's what we wanted to talk about today. Now, Dale is he's a very humble person. He doesn't like to admit it, but he's very active in his community, and he has a way about him. He has cajoled, blackmailed, otherwise gotten me to be more involved in my community. And every time I said, "Well, you know, I don't know if I want to do that," and every time I end up saying, "Wow, this is the greatest thing. This is a great thing, and I really appreciate it. All of that you've been prodding me to do." Now, you're a Champaign County resident all your life. Tell us a little bit about that.
Actually, the family was from West Jefferson. My parents, born in Columbus, moved to Mechanicsburg, Champaign County in the late 60s after my grandparents died, which were lifelong Champaign Countyans. Actually, my mother still lives on a family farm. So graduated Mechanicsburg High School, went down south Florida State and Troy University. At that time it was called Troy State. Served in the United States Navy at that time, was in the Seabees, and later was transferred to NIS, which is now known as NCIS, and came back home.
And you're a farmer as well?
Yes, yes. We've always been.
Is your son a farmer?
Yes, yes.
PT, he's hosted the program before. Very impressive young man.
Well, thank you, thank you.
And you have a daughter?
Brittany.
Brittany?
She works for the Attorney General.
Does she really?
Finishing up her master's at Urbana University. Both of my children are graduates of Urbana U.
And PT was president, student body president?
Student body president. Also was in the first honors college at Urbana University.
Really? I
Yes,
did not know that.
Yes, yes. He's an honors graduate.
And we've had him on here. We had him on here to interview the president of UU.
Yeah, Steve Jones.
Yeah, he interviewed me. He's been on here as somebody that we were interviewing. He's president of the Champaign County Farm Bureau. We had him on here with Doc Sanders to talk about agriculture here in the county.
He's also a co-host on our national TV show. It's an agricultural show. He does the political viewpoints in ag on that. It's called From the Hill.
From the Hill.
So, yeah.
Right. We've actually posted that on our Urbana Leader
Oh,
websites
thank you,
as well.
thank you.
Absolutely. So what drives you to get involved in your community, and in what ways has it manifested itself as far as community service goes?
Well, I think it's the way I was brought up at home. My mother's teaching, you know, you have to give back. Of course, when I went to the Navy, they was big on community service, that type of thing. So when I came back, I kind of found the underdog organizations that didn't stand out in front like a lot of them, and just kind of quietly worked behind the scenes. I belong to a number of groups, started several groups, both here in Champaign County and Clark County. So we're doing very well with a lot.
Yeah, that's something we should point out. You don't just spend a lot of time here doing community service and working with community organizations here. It's also in Clark County.
Yeah, my day job, I have many jobs, but my day job is in Clark County. Became very involved 10 years ago probably. Got on the board with the Clark County Council on Aging. Later chaired that board. I termed out as chair on that board last year, still involved with them. Through that board we started, when I was in Indiana, I saw a program called Triad / SALT. There's no acronym for Triad, but the acronym for SALT is Seniors and Law Enforcement Together. So I brought that program from Indiana to Clark County. Very successful program over there. Brought it over here with Sheriff Emmons. You belong to that board.
I belong, part of SALT Council.
Yeah,
as well.
and that's a good program because it's to protect our senior citizens. We put out information on scams, things of that nature. We also have a 911 cell phone bank where any senior or disabled person can contact the sheriff's office and get a absolutely free cell phone, no charges at all, where they can get in touch with law enforcement, emergency squad if they need it. So it's a good program.
Right, and they also sit with, they'll advocate and support seniors who have to go to court.
Yeah, we have it's called a court watch program, and any senior that gets scammed or any crime against them, they have to go to court to testify. We send people along to sit with them. A lot of times those people have no families, so we go along with support.
That's not the only thing that you do. I know that you don't sit on the Vail, you sit on Vail's working
Committee,
the working committee, and I'm an executive board member for that. And that is volunteers for adult life enhancement, and that's basically, how do they put it?
it's a guardianship
program
for
adults.
individuals that's been deemed incompetent by the court. And we just become their guardians, make their daily life decisions, end of life choices, things of that nature.
And generally speaking, a lot of the volunteers go out there and just, you know, and these people just need people to spend time with them, find out what's going on with them. So it's a really good.
I have two wards.
And growing.
Yeah, I have 2 wards here in Champaign County, and I have 6 in a program over there in Clark County.
Wow. I knew you were doing the 2 here. I didn't know about the 6 in Clark County as well. So you're a busy guy. So, so we got Salt and Vail, and then there's is it Champaign-Logan County
Mental Health Board of Alcohol, Champaign-Logan County. That's a commissioner appointment. I'm on my 3rd term with them. Also sit on their executive board.
And what is it that they do?
It takes care of the mental health needs, oversees things in both Logan and Champaign County. One of our biggest accomplishments here, you know, we buy some homes for people to live in. Of course, we recoup rent, things of that nature. We also have the recovery zone down on Scioto. People with mental illness can go there as a support group on a daily basis. They can help them with grocery shopping. They can just go for just friendship.
Right. Now, SALT is funded how?
Self-funded.
Self-funded. They have received some court financing,
Yes.
grants from the court.
Yeah, small
But
ones.
generally speaking, it's private donations.
Mm-hmm.
Vail, which is almost entirely private
Yes,
donations. I believe the Champaign Memorial Fund has
yes, they've done a good job. Yes, yes.
Which is another organization in the county that just does so much good work around the county.
They do.
And I know that they received some community service block grant money from Tri-County Community Action, which is a board that I sit on.
And that's where our offices are at Tri-County.
At Tri-County, right. Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the mental health gets levy money, millage.
They also get
It's a teeny bit.
state and federal money.
Yeah. They also receive the community service block grant money.
And we're up this year. We know everybody's struggling, but we're up this year on a renewal for that levy. I think you're going to have the mental health people here on the Urbana leader somewhere down the road.
Yeah, because these are, you know, it always seems like this. Just when things are starting to get tight, that's when we need these kind of programs the most, because that's when folks become the most vulnerable.
Correct.
And so it's what's called counter-cyclical. Just when you need it the most, you have the least amount, so you really have to step up.
Correct.
To support these programs, and we're going to ask everybody in Champaign County to actually support these programs. We're going to take a very quick break, and we'll be right back. Thank you. Welcome back to Urbana Leader. I'm Anthony Ehresmann, and we're here with Dale Thompson talking about community service. So Dale, let's get back to this. I wanted to get back to why it is that you do these things, what motivates you to do these things, and why you chose these certain groups. And you know, the whole, I'd like to hear your particular social, political, economic viewpoint on how come community service is important, and what groups that you
Well, I look at it as, you know, we all have to pay rent for our time here on earth, and a lot of us have religious upbringing. I do, and you know, we're instructed to take care of the less fortunate, the needy. You know, we're very involved. I belong to Farm Bureau, the board there. We adopted the Caring Kitchen this year. We had our Farmer Share Breakfast there last March to bring awareness, to bring people into the Caring Kitchen. I always went to the front and that was it. I always imagined the back as being dungy and dirty and nasty, and when they give us the tour, I mean, I was totally surprised at how clean, how well ran the place is. They actually needed a microwave oven. A good friend of mine, Tom Nysinger, and I donated a new microwave to the Caring Kitchen. You never know. You know, in a week's time, you and I may need the Caring Kitchen. We just don't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
So that's kind
We
of...
supported the Warehouse, which is a product of the Methodist Church out here. And I know I've taken groceries out there from the Farm Bureau. I flipped sausages or
Sure
stuff.
did.
I've done that in the kitchen. And
Good cook right here. Good grill cook. He missed his call.
No.
But we do, you know, we do.